Hello again, everyone. I'm Charles Gross.
And I'm Leslie Hoban Blake. Welcome to Two on the Aisle. Today we're going to talk about something rather intriguing, at least to me. The idea of a comedian coming to Broadway and doing a show, not a comedy act. Oh, wait a minute. Didn't Billy Crystal do that already? Well, yes, he did. And so did several other people. But you know what? You can't have too many of those shows unless you're watching HBO and one of their specials. I'm being a little bit harsh, but let's face it. Jeff Ross ought to be able to take it because he can certainly dish it out.
The Roastmaster General, and he is so mellow.
Well, mellow is a good word for it, but he's also been scared. He's had three life-changing crises. Three of his dearest friends died, and then he had half of his colon removed. So that would kind of mellow anybody, I think. But we haven't named the show yet, and the name of the show is Take a Banana for the Ride. And that in and of itself tells you what the show is about. Because the show, that's something that his grandfather used to say to him before he went out of the house. Take a banana for the ride. You never know, you might need it. So that's what he's doing here. He's honoring his grandfather.
And he's in this yellow suit.
Oh, that's a gorgeous suit. I love that suit.
Really? Okay. I think
it had little gold. It had little shiny glass beads, on it all over it.
If you're doing a show with banana in the title, I guess it's great. Otherwise,
absolutely.
Not what I would want to wear.
It's not what he wears when he comes off stage either. My friend waited for him and got a picture with him. It's not what he wears when he comes off stage, but go ahead.
Well, he tells the story of his life. Growing up in Newark, his family had a catering business, which I think his grandmother or his great-grandmother ran, and then ultimately his father did. He tells about his mean Uncle Murray, who toughened him up. Apparently, that's where he gets a lot of his roasting abilities from. He tells the story of his parents, which is kind of sad because they both died young.
Yeah.
And his grandfather raised him, and then talks about how his grandfather died. But he does one thing that I just want to thank him for. He has so much to say that is positive about being Jewish. I mean, in the early part of the show, he says, "Don't F with the Jews." I don't even know if that's profanity anymore. It's used so much. And he gives this whole list of
song. He has the matzah ball, his grandma Rosie's matzah ball, and we all sing "Don't fuck with the Jews." And you're worried about saying the word. The whole theater is singing the song.
Well, again, that is my point. Is it even a profane word anymore because it's just used to become so?
No, the president.
Is there such thing as profanity? But that's for another segment. He tells about his dogs. He has 2 German shepherds, so of course there are going to be Nazi jokes about that. The interesting thing is, though, when he talked about having to put one of his dogs to sleep, I thought, to me, that it was a sadder moment than when he talked about his parents or his grandfather's death. Which
it's always that way. When anybody talks about putting an animal to sleep, it's not the same because you don't put your grandmother to sleep. Your grandmother dies, but your animal you have to put to sleep. There is a different kind of sadness involved. It is sadder. I'm sorry.
And for those of you who did not get a mop at Joy the Musical, you can get a banana because at the end of the show,
gets the banana. They were giving 2 and 3 bananas outside the theater. Some woman walked back and got 2 more for the ride.
Right. Well, yes. If you don't get one during the show, you can get one outside of the theater, the way my wife did. He asked, "Is anyone going through something?"
Oh, yes.
Through a struggle, and there was one woman actually sitting very close to where I was. She has brain cancer. Of course, she had a whole audience now rooting for her. On the more comedic side, he talks about his mother, who was very large-breasted. So there was one woman in the audience who wanted to do a tribute to his mother. She did not pull down her top, but she did display herself. So he said, "Okay, here's a banana to go with your melons." There is a little roasting, but really this is a story, not quite as sharp as the one Billy Crystal did by any means.
No. But then Billy Crystal's was longer. Billy Crystal was a full-length show. This is a little under an hour and a half. And it's not the first time he's done this. He evidently did a version of this show at a comedy festival here in New York last year or the year before. I don't remember which. It's the doldrums of the summer. It's August. It's hot. It was a pleasure to go in and be cool and laugh and feel good for a few minutes and not. I mean, I thought it was going to be the insult comic. I really was kind of half looking forward to the insult comic, and
Oh, yes.
instead we got the story of the insult comic.
I would have liked a little more insult comedy.
Well, it's kind of interesting the way he became an insult comic, isn't it, Charlie?
Well, he did it for survival. He was bullied in school, and he realized if he could use words, if he could come up with a great insult to the bully, he could defang him because wasn't the guy wasn't equipped to fight with him on that level. Although he did study the martial arts, and he
He was
became a
the
belt.
youngest black belt
He
in.
became a black belt, I think, at 10. And as he reminds us, he put the Jew into jujitsu. So
That was funny.
don't mess with
Yeah,
this Jew.
yeah,
Do
there are
not mess
several
with him.
really funny lines that he comes up with in this. Obviously, he was a cute young kid. He was a cute young man, and then
Hair loss, his hair, his eyebrows. He does name the
developed
disease.
alopecia. He
Yeah.
was on a plane, and his hair started to fall out, and it all fell out. So that was unfortunate.
And as we mentioned earlier, he had a serious bout with stage 3 colon cancer, which,
Yeah,
by the way, a good time for us to say get a colonoscopy if you're 45 or older.
absolutely,
Every 5 years, have one.
absolutely.
They actually found something that wasn't cancerous, but I just assume get rid of it before it becomes
My
cancerous.
grandmother died as a result of colorectal cancer.
Yeah.
Not it was connected to.
He said they cut, several inches of his colon. He said, now I have a semicolon, which I thought was one of the cleverest lines in the show.
Very clever joke. Very clever. I mean, well, a joke at his own expense. Clever joke. Uh, and again, he didn't invent the roast. Obviously, Dean Martin had roasts on TV long before Jeff Ross was around.
Oh, and then,
But
of course, the Friars Club.
but he was the friar. He was the Roastmaster General at the Friar, the no longer existent Friars Club, sadly.
Yes. What did you think of the show? What is your conclusion?
I had a good time. I brought a friend who was a comedian. She waited to see him afterwards because she had met him once before. I wanted to get home because it was hot outside. But I have to say that I enjoyed the show. I laughed. A little tear welled up. He brought the dog to the show. The remaining dog. He brought
Yes.
the younger dog who was a puppy at the time. Not now, but it was a puppy. The dog, by the way, has its own car. The dog came out before him with the trainer, got in the car, and the dog and the trainer went home. So he was the last person
Which,
out of the
which,
theater.
which you have to wonder then, was that the real dog or is that an actor playing the
Well,
dog?
that's a good question. But in any case, I enjoyed the show. That's the question you asked was, did I enjoy the show? And the answer is yes, Charlie. I really enjoyed the show. Um, I would give it a good solid 4, a good hot weather 4 is what I would give it.
I did not find the show as intriguing as you did. I did enjoy it, not quite as much as you did. These are good stories, but except when they're not, I didn't find myself laughing as much as much of the audience did. And I will give this 3.25.
Okay. Well, it's the very, very, very early stages of the new season.
Absolutely.
And it's still the dog days of summer. So, there we go
And that is our show for today. And when you go to the theater, look for Leslie and me, us too.
on the aisle.